Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richter. Welcome to my new tutorial. Today we are talking about CSS transformations and transitions. I want to just give you some little hints to use this feature of CSS3. It is mainly usable in all modern browsers actually, and some need still some prefixes, but you can read this in several documentations about this stuff. I just want to give you some insights and give you an overview of how it is actually working at all. So let's get started with some simple HTML. I want to create two div containers. An outer container, which we will give an ID of outer box, and an inner container, which we will give the ID of cube. Inside this container we will put as well a paragraph, and that's actually all about it. So we can continue with the CSS. We will get outer box a simple style. So let's say height 300 pixels, width 500 pixels, and the background color of, let's say, light blue. So here it is, our first container. Now we can straightly go ahead to the cube. We will give it a height of 100 pixels, a width of 100 pixels, a line height for the paragraph that it is centered, as well as 100 pixels, and the background color, contrast is good, of, let's say, dark blue. So here it is. You just need to give now the paragraph some brighter color. So let's say just make it white. So and with text align we make center. Okay, so that's actually it. That's our basic structure we need for our first trial with CSS Animations. Now it is actually, these animations are very complex, so there are thousands and billions of possibilities to implement them. I want to show you today just the basics, and with that we are starting with the CSS value transform. So with that you can actually, so I just show you something. There are several ways to give your HTML element another shape. So for example we can rotate the cube, let's say, to 30 degrees to the right side. You can as well to the other side to make it minus 30 degrees. So you can see these values are already put on the div container when the site is loading, so you actually don't see an animation. It is already, when the site is loaded, it appears transformed. So let's make another example. We can as well move it around with translate. We can give it two parameters, for example 20 pixels and 40 pixels. So you see this cube is now, or better, is now actually translated to 20 pixels to the right side and 40 pixels down. That's quite handy, but actually, as you can see, you don't really need it. You've got other possibilities in CSS to move around your container, but just to give you a hint how it can work. So, but let's go now further and give a cube some special CSS values when you hover over it with your mouse. So let's make the width then double, 200 pixels. The background color we make red, and let's give it a border radius from, let's say, 10 pixels. So when we hover now over it, you see the container is double in width, the background color changes to red, and the border radius appears from 0 to 10. So, but what sometimes you don't want is when you hover over it with the mouse, it immediately changes its appearance. So usually you are using now JavaScript to give this animation some kind of time period. For example, in 2 seconds it shall expand its width from 100 to 200 pixels, but not like here, like it is immediately, let's say. And now we are coming to the magic of CSS transitions. We can actually just put this value here, transition, into the cube CSS style. And the transitions we are making now for all of these values, for the height, width, lane height, background color, if there are changes in the hover. So here it would now appear for the width, as we have both times width with different sizes, and the background color, and the border radius, as it is here actually the default 0. We make it for 2 seconds, this animation, so it's all last 2 seconds, and it's all that ease in, out. So it shall appear and disappear. Let's try it out. You can see now it's much more fancy. Actually, you can see something like you actually just know from script languages, and this is very cool because it's kind of easy. As you can see, you can just put it in your CSS normally as you are used to it, and the syntax is as well handy actually. Then what is actually as well very exciting is that you can combine it with the CSS transform. So you can as well scale in the hover mode to, let's say, the half of the size. When you're now hovering over it, you see it's as well transforming its scale. So, and it looks quite like special now, and just made with CSS. I will give you some very useful other examples for the transform here, which is now suddenly becoming exciting. As before the transition possibilities, it was just another way of somehow transforming your object, what you could mostly do without this special tool here with the transform. So you can as well skew it. This is indeed something which is actually not possible with other CSS tools. Okay, I shall make it, of course, right. So you see it's skewed to the right side. And with this degrees you can actually, so you can as well of course make it a lot more, like 80 degrees, it's kind of crazy now. And you all have it in these 2 seconds. You can as well make this very slow with 5 seconds, so it's like snail going over your screen. Another example is rotating this. This you are doing with the degree parameter as well. So you see the whole block is rotating. It's changing now so many style values. So when you hover over it, it's changing its width, its background color, its border radius, and it transforms in rotation to 30 degrees. Yeah, actually that's already all about it. I'm advising you just to read the documentations about this. The main problem with these transitions and transforms is actually the support of the browsers. Contemporary browsers have no problem with it. The Internet Explorer 10 actually is very fine with it as well. Internet Explorer 9 needs some prefixes, so the MS prefix here for example, you just have to add them. You know that from other CSS styles. And the same is with WebKit and so on. So in the general sense, these easy examples what I showed you are quite well actually supported. So I hope you learned something new. If you have questions, don't hesitate. I am there for you. Goodbye and have fun.